Coming up to 12 p.m. when the event started, spectators filled the seating, spilling up into the raised walkways, anywhere people could get a vantage point. He arrived to a big reaction, both jeers and support.
USA! USA! USA!
At 12:07 p.m., a crowd awaits Charlie Kirk at UVU, the first stop on Turning Point USA's The American Comeback Tour. Supporters start chanting Kirk's name ahead of his appearance. Around 12:09, Kirk makes his appearance and throws hats out into the crowd of about 3,000 people.
The new trajectory theory suggests that the sniper used this location, but does it make sense?
I got nightmares in my head, I fear thoughts build up until I can't feel. My mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear.
Alright, we're gonna get started, everybody. You know how it works.
12:11 p.m. Kirk begins speaking, opening debate and answering questions from individuals in the crowd.
If the trajectory of the assassin's bullet is from somewhere else, it has to be someone else as well, right? And if that's the case, that changes everything. It has to, doesn't it? It means there is a cover-up. It means Tyler Robinson is the fall guy. It means whatever law enforcement are saying is either deliberately false or accidentally uninformed. If this trajectory is true. Now, one video from an expert in guns has already clocked up 3.5 million views. Probably by the time you watch it, it'll be 4 million. And many people are coming to me to ask whether it's true. Is this the actual trajectory? And have we all been duped? And if it is true, does this change everything? In this analysis, we're going to go step by step through a series of varying perspectives, 4 evidence markers, and I'm going to leave it to you to decide whether this incredible new research has any merit or not.
Worth playing for?
Yeah. But before we get to that, I've got a very unusual special offer, a new merch item out, a snazzy TCRS Thinking Cap branded in the colors of True Crime Rocket Science and, well, just true crime in general. The color of crime scene tape, available at a special 10% discount code valid for just this week. Use the promo code ThinkHard and find the link to the merch in the description. Once you get the cap, take a selfie and DM it to me at my x.com profile. That's at Crime Rocket. The first 5 to do so, I'll gift you any one of my 100 books on Amazon. Maybe now's a good time to just throw up my bio if you're new to this channel on screen. If you're finding this analysis worthwhile, and by the way, there will be a part 2 if you really want me to go into it in more detail, let me know in the comments. If you are finding it worthwhile, please do hit the thanks button and let's get started. So what you're about to hear will change your perspective, guaranteed. You'll either shift closer to become more certain of a particular position, or you're going to move completely away.
At 12:23 p.m., Kirk is hit with a single shot to the neck, appearing to come from an elevated position on a nearby rooftop.
But the question is, which rooftop? Was it this one or this one? So let's get to it. There are actually 8 evidence markers, but in the interest of keeping things simple and straightforward without being simplistic or reductionist, let's just look at the first 4. I'm going to run through the first one and the last one quite quickly, but slow down as I deal with the middle 2, numbers 3 and 4. All right, so put on your TCRS thinking caps and let's go. Number 1, biomechanics. Let's call the firearms expert dude RDB, and let's refer to his theory as the new trajectory theory. RDB's biomechanics makes sense. Charlie Kirk does appear to be struck from the left, and his head does seem to move to the right. The counter-narrative here, though, is that Charlie was shot in the neck. And if you understand the physiology of the neck, well, it has a whole host of muscles, and one can imagine a projectile in this area would cause those sheaths of muscles to contract. Just push your forefinger hard enough into that area and notice what your head starts doing. Also, as you can clearly see in this image, Kirk falls not just on his left side to the right as we are watching, but also backwards. And the New York Post confirms this, saying Kirk jerked back and appeared to recoil. So in terms of the trajectory, what is the best perspective to capture the actual impact? Is it the front-on perspective or the side-on perspective? Now, ironically, if you think that the trajectory is coming from the left side, then the front is actually a side-on perspective. On the other hand, if the bullet is actually traveling from the front to Charlie Kirk, then the side perspective is the better perspective.
What a mind job.
To reiterate, the side-on perspective really matters here, and the high-in-the-sky angle doesn't explain why he falls backwards, which is the same direction as the Robinson trajectory, right, instead of forwards. The irony of RDB's theory is that you can see evidence of an entry wound, and he evidently shows it to you, but there's none of the same evidence of the exit wound. In reality, the exit wound in a situation like this, given the type of weapon used, the exit wound, if there was one, and apparently people still don't realize there wasn't one, right, because some are still uneducated on the known details of this case, provided by Kirk's own experts. And have you seen my analysis on that? But if there was an exit wound, you would clearly see that exit, and if there was an exit, there would be instant red on Charlie's white shirt. Hold on, no exit wound, you say? Well, I have dealt with this issue, and it is an issue that there isn't an exit wound. I've dealt with that in a separate analysis. And that brings us to number 2, new sniper position. RDB reckons the sniper's nest isn't in front of the Lost Sea building, but way to one side and at a very steep angle. He shows the location of the sniper position on the cover of his video, as well as the angle and trajectory to Charlie Kirk. There are already a bunch of serious problems with this position. From so close and at such a tight angle, how is he even able to see Charlie Kirk when he's under a tent? And we know he's properly under the tent because he's sitting under a patch of shade. Here's a much clearer image of the layout. You can see the sniper's nest is roughly an additional floor vertically up. Can you see it's an additional story up above the balcony, that balcony that is has the American flag draped over it. It's also not as though Charlie Kirk is sitting on the left side. He's actually almost in the middle. So the tight angle RDB prefers just doesn't work because you simply can't see under the tent. And remember, from a position high above, wouldn't Kirk's head be the least visible part of his body? That brings us to number 3, matching downward angle. RDB provides a really steep angle from his sniper's nest, and then on the very same thumbnail, you can go and check this out, but it's kind of on the far right. The one trajectory angle is on the far left and the other one on the far right. If you had to overlay them, you'll notice that the one on the far right angle is less steep. Why the variation? Why the mismatch? And if one angle isn't quite right, what is the angle? Because clearly the angle he provides from the nest is way too steep, and even the mismatched angle is likely to be too steep as well. If it was from a slightly lower angle, such as this perspective from the balcony, then yes, the shot would at least have been possible. But RDB's trajectory is so steep you can't even see the balcony from this perspective. And notice the edge of the tent flap running just above Charlie's head. This angle also makes it look like Charlie is sitting way to the left, his right, but actually he wasn't. He's close, as I said, to the center. Below is the moment Kirk was shot. Even though I've blurred out Charlie Kirk, and I think it's important that we do that, even so it's clear how far from the left side of the tent he was actually sitting. So how did the bullet hit its target without going through the top of the tent? I mean, did it boomerang up and then back down? If so, how did the sniper see him? Using infrared. And then number 4, our fourth and final point, left and front perspectives. Now you'll notice RDB only provides a limited number of perspectives, and those he does provide are sort of crappy. The perspectives he provides have consciously or subconsciously a built-in bias because he only shows the perspectives that reinforce his theory, whereas you'll notice I'm showing his perspectives plus additional perspectives. Any wider, any clearer, and it's obvious that his theory simply doesn't work. So those are the 4 evidence markers. As I say, there are another 4. Let me know of those 4 which you agree with. Do you agree with all 4, 3 of the 4, 2, 1, or none? I do think I've just shown you a practical demonstration of rigor In order to think critically in an effective way, we have to go the extra mile in our thinking. We've got to go to a bit of extra effort, apply a few additional perspectives to see if what you're being told withstands the test of scrutiny. This one falls apart pretty quickly and easily. Or do you think it does make sense? Are you convinced that the RDB trajectory is possible or impossible? Or are you still not convinced? Do you still need more information? Do you want me to continue with the other 4 evidence markers? Well, let me know in the comments. Again, if you're interested in that merch item, the TCRS Thinking Cap, head on now to the description, use Think Hard as the promo code, and you'll get a little bit of a discount to that. All right, so I'm not going to take it further than that. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.